Hello, and welcome back to the Cothagian Federation. In this episode, we'll begin encouraging socialist entrepreneurship. In a fully communist system, there is no room for individual action. With everything being run by the state, the system becomes stale and rusted quickly. Our people will be allowed to go out with the money they have earned, or was loaned to them by the government, and make something of it, to chase their dreams onto a better future. Okay, are you guys gonna finish them off at some point? Wow, the Crystal Empire's back. They're hiding out in the icy mountains. This actually feels realistic, though. Like, they've lost all their territories, so they've just gone to the Crystal Mountains. Also, despite the fact that the Crystal Empire lost a while ago, Equestria's actually took it back, like, half of their stuff. And they've just brought the Soviet stuff into their land. So you somehow just got your independence. Lucky. Now, they are still communist. So they weren't able to regain their base ideology that they were, because they were definitely democratic. But, I mean, I think they'd accept that in exchange for, well, they're now an independent nation again, so that's probably pretty nice for them. I don't know how you escape that independent. But now Equestria is actually holding on. I don't know how well they're gonna do from here on out, but they're holding on pretty well. They're taking good advantage of this mountain area. Made in Zebrica. Across the world, new goods are showing up on store shelves, agricultural products, luxuries, and consumer goods, all stamped with the red seal of approval that they were made in Zebrica. A guarantee that no labor was harmed, that no greedy capitalist profited, that no government worker was bribed in the process of manufacturing it, and a promise that we will do everything to keep. Yay! What can I do? Oh, sure. Might as well. I just love that I can just release myself and die whenever I want. I have a instant suicide button. Like, our government is messing everything up. Bring back the old one. Got it, boss. And just like that, the old government is now back. The Crystal Empire just came back to Mount Everfoot. They're back. Oh, but they also lost their icy mountains. Well, I don't. Well, there's 15 people here, so yeah, that's probably from 3,000 to 15. Man, the Crystal Empire is stuck in these small pockets, and the 15 people hiding in Mount Everhoof. This is just the people here. There's just Princess Cadence, the rest of the royal family with, just all they're just all hiding there. Encourage mass politics. The masses have been shut out of the halls of power for too long. It is time for the creature of Zebrica to see how the game of politics is played. To see the room where it all happens. So with the knowledge they gain from seeing our political system running, they can weigh in. Civil politicians' discourse must become a key element of Zonican life, so all voices can be heard. See the room where it happens. See the room where it happens, the room where it happens, the room where it happens. Man, Burr would love this society just for that. At least the musical Burr. Just because who cares about what the society is like? I get to see what's happening. Rally the masses. Because why not? Popular mobilization. The citizens are the driving force of politics in the new Zebrica. Action on the local level sends ripples through the communes, through the governorates, and into the Neff chambers. Every voice matters, and every voice must be heard. And every voice calls out in support in one of three factions. I'm a Zeirutid. No. I mean, technically someone could be a Zeirutid. They're actually like only half as popular as the group that formed because of the Zeirutids disappearing, and I'm only slightly more, or the communists are only slightly more than that. The bats have been defeated. Then why are they still here? Look, I understand that they've basically been defeated, but they haven't surrendered yet, and they're probably gonna keep fighting until close to the very end because they're dirty bats. Also, they have the if they can somehow take this port, they could get a nice surround. But even if they did that and did successfully kill all those troops, I don't think it would bring them survival in the war. I really, really don't. Oh, that's pretty rude of you. Good luck. Oh, you actually have a lot of troops. Oh, you do have something. I'm just curious. Flying the banner. Zerzal had never been one for politics, at least in the old days of Cothage. Back then, with all the chaos and instability, it had seemed like a fruitless endeavor to try and make some sort of change. When there was so much going on hidden in the halls of power, it was pure apathy that had caused him to stay home in the first election following the Storm King's invasion, and he really didn't have the time to care as Zeirutids ruled Cothage, or as the Cultvins rose up in the revolution. Even the new regime took over. Zerzal simply continued life as he always had. But over the past few weeks, something had changed. The government had been putting up posters, helping set up rallies for people to get politically involved. So Zerzal had seen people, Cothaginians just like him, taking the streets, demonstrating their support for the nation and its leadership, supporting and opposing policies, giving their opinions on recent events or decisions. It was far from the Cothage he remembered. So perhaps it was finally time for Zerzal to do something. Of course, it wasn't still as simple as going out and waving a flag or giving a few cheers. The factions that made up the NUF were very diverse and advocated for very different directions when it came down to it. He hadn't really thought about who he agreed with yet, but now that he finally wanted to go out and be a political and mobilized like every zebra else these days, it was time to make a choice. And as he thought about it, Zerzal already knew which one he was going to support. So he could be evolutionary, he could be a Zeirutid, or he can be a pragmatist. I think we know which one I'm going to have him be already. I know, it's kind of shocking. I know. I couldn't believe I chose that one either. Sure. So, what did these two things do for which one I wanted to choose? Sufficient rate of recruitable population. Let's see. Sometimes there's pain we must live with where we must subject our citizens to a crime unlike any other. They be taken away from everything you love, but that pain is nothing compared to the pain and sacrifice every single soldier endures on the battlefield. It may not be a noble to die for one's country, but sometimes it is necessary. Or, we cannot force our citizens to die for Zebrica. To do so would be the ultimate betrayal of liberty. Our army can never rely on the masses of the poor stolen from homes of the families. The only way for an army to truly fight for a nation is for it to be made of those who volunteer to fight for battle. Let's see. The right to subjection. A civic but voluntary duty. Ooh, a recruitable population factor. Yes, please. And then, let's see what this path does. Sometimes the responsibility of fighting a war is too wicked for an individual to abide by. They may detest the idea of taking another life. They may disagree with the war as a concept. They cannot be forced to be soldiers on principle for military reasons. You must allow them to say no to a conscription, if they have a clear reason. Woo. So we have completely finished the left side of the tree. Oh. Zeirutid is now led by, I don't know, some merchant, I guess. And that they didn't even get the option. So no, you are not going to be being turned into a puppet. You're not given any sign of freedom. You are under us. We are not taking a risk with you. Which, you know, is understandable. Though it is a pure evil act, and they must be destroyed. No, I don't. I can't even justify work else. Equestria's doing pretty good. There goes the Federated Parishes. They're getting squeezed in through fascism. And, yep, fascism has murdered them. Well. Oh, wow. This is a big war. And now that they've defeated the Federated Parishes, they can fully focus on it. Which is bad for the Kingdom of Willia, but good for the Kingdom of Wingbardy. I almost called them like Longberry. I don't know why Longberry was the thing that came to my head, but for some reason that's what I thought their name was for a moment. I don't know. They're Longberry now, I guess. The Kingdom of Longberry. It's got a bit of a ring to it. No, I think I could go with that. The Kingdom of Longberry. The Confederate Armory System. What's it? Okay. Localized armament facilities across the nation will assist our populace in remaining ready for any threats to our liberty. In the event of conflict, every willing creature will have to have access to arms and ammunition to begin the fight against the oppressors. Yay! Sure. I have infinite stability right now. My stability is probably way off the chart. I could probably lose a huge amount right now and still be completely fine. How much that huge amount is, I'm not sure, but it's probably a pretty huge amount. Especially since it's still climbing. Unaligned. Laying. I wonder what happens when you release Tobuck in this time. Oh, okay. Kingdom Wing Party declared war on Rumar. Well, Rumar, I guess you're unofficially now allied to Aquilia. Because, well, you kind of have to be in this situation. You don't have much of a choice. Because, well, yeah. Ooh, they've definitely pushed forward. In fact, yeah. Wait, where is... Okay, no. Okay, Canterlot is still under their control. Not by a lot, though. It's on the verge of being lost. They also got some sort of surround. A civic, but voluntary duty. We cannot force creatures to serve, but we can set up a system where they are encouraged to. Extremely basic training for all citizens. Plus, short tours of duty in times of peace will show our citizens that joining the armed forces is a sacrifice worth making for our nation to retain its freedom. Beautiful. Oh yeah, I only have volunteer only now. Amazing. We are a volunteer society who also encourages people to volunteer, and are also going to be doing the wave offensive to bring in people. I guess since I'm not upgrading this at all, I guess the only thing that means is that's just super... Oh, this actually modifies volunteer only itself. Volunteer only goes up to 4. Interesting. That's interesting. We are a peaceful, voluntary only society. We do not conscript people. Oh, well, the Crystal Empires. They even still own the lands that was... Or is it? Yeah, the land that was their only part. They just decided, no, this is ours now. Crystal Empire, you can just die. You are now directly owned by us. Because they actually took it back most of Crystal Empire stuff. Though they do have a hole in the middle of their land now. And if they can somehow push to the edge, that's gonna not be good for them. Or actually, if they can push through this area and connect these, that would be a huge encirclement. Guardians of Peace and Liberty. The Zodiacan army cannot become an occupying force. It must be the light for the oppressed. An army made up of those willing to fight for the freedom of all, as well as the concept for every creature, no matter if they have fur or feathers. Flippers or hooves deserves the opportunity to live long and prosper. Oh boy. To war, I suppose. for them. I don't even know if I have one that I root for more between you two. I mean, though I'm pretty sure the Griffonian Empire has a better chance since you're also at war with the Kingdom of Wingbardy. I don't know why you attacked them in this circumstance. Like, if you had any chance to win against them, it was when you weren't at war with the Griffonian Empire as well. No, I'm just saying. Also, Rumar is... The AI is so bad at defeating the Barony of Rumar. Like, as a player, you can take them out super quickly. They're not a strong threat. They're nothing. You could just kill them. But as the AI, they're like an immortal being of death. The AI just doesn't know how to handle them. For some reason. A radio in every home. It is the duty of every citizen to stay informed about politics through all means available, and it is the job of the government to provide those means. Thus was born the project to provide every family in Zebrica with a radio. Radio, not radia. Yeah, I know it's Zebrica radia. They do rhyme, but that's not ours. So that they may know how the government is representing them. To arm a people. So what's it about handing out weapons? Zeirutid asked the evolutionaries out of the blue. Zeirutid, giving up a low, drawn-out grunt. Do you intentionally put things in the least diplomatic way you can imagine, he asked. But yes, basically we want to propose that the soldiers who stored their weapons at the Confederate armories could get permission to take their weapons with them home. If they are able to take their weapons home, they can not only access them even faster if needed, but they can also, for example, train their children in the usage of them. Culver survived because we made sure to keep the proletariat armed, and we should keep this in mind even now. Is increasing the amount of weapons circulating in society really a good idea? Azerzel mused worriedly. The idea is good, but it just seems like the recipe for countless tissues to let zebras just take state property with them home. If we worried about that, just let them sign a liability form and do regular checkups. Besides, it's not like weapons are uncommon out there in either case. The current system is perfectly fine, or... Nope, I've done the other two. I might as well do the one to increase communism as well. Bring your full to work day. That is a great way of describing it. I love that. Yay. Alright, it's bring your full to work day. Actually, it's more like bring your work to full day, because you're not bringing the full to work. You're bringing your work gun to them, so they can try it out. So now that I've completed that one, I can send like 6 divisions. What wars are going on? Who would I like to support? I mean, Equestria is an obvious choice. They're not perfect, but in comparison to them, they might as well be. Aquilia is not a choice. They're just literally not a choice. I could support them, though they're equally as bad. Probably not. Oh, I could support them because, well, they're fighting off against evilness. An angry mob is in charge right now. How great. What a interesting alliance, because they can't even connect completely. I can support them. I could also do nothing. But, I think I'll decide in the next episode, because this episode's about done anyways. So yeah, I'll decide who I'm going to support in the next episode. if anyone. You're eccentric. I could tell by the look. Oh, and you actually have a thing. Huh. Who are you? Okay, well, you have one, technically. Wait, you used... Oh, wow. This can happen, apparently. Yeah, this is... That's a lot more than it used to be, isn't it? Well, you were there, but... Interesting. Huh, okay then. That's interesting. Probably will come up a little more in the, whenever this area gets an update. But, yeah. I think this is a good time to end this episode. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.